Our first guest is Shannon Wilkinson. She's the CEO of Tego Cyber Incorporated. TGCB is their stock symbol. Shannon, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Don. Thanks for having me.
We've been watching your company now for a couple of months, but for those seeing you for the first time, why don't you touch again what the company does?
Tago Cyber is a threat intelligence company. And basically what that means is that we've developed a threat intelligence platform. We're integrating that into tools that security operations teams are already using in their daily operations, and just really trying to make life easier for those in security operations. We like to say, as much as we'd like to stop things from getting in, things do get past our defenses. So the next most important thing for enterprises to be able to do is quickly identify the threats within their environments and react to those. And that's what Tego enables security operations teams to do.
Well, it's really important because I saw a study this week where 150% increase over last year of ransomware attacks. That's really beginning to become a problem.
It is, yes, exactly. We've seen the same number of attacks, of ransomware attacks, in the first 6 months of this year that we did in all of 2020. So it's increasingly becoming a problem. The ransom demands are also going up, where we see organizations like Accenture are being faced with about $50 million of ransom demands. And of course, we saw JBS and Colonial Pipeline and all the impacts that ransomware attacks can have, not just on the organizations that they hit, but normal citizens in our daily lives when there are gas shortages, when there's meat shortages, and it impacts our abilities to, go and live our daily lives as we normally do. Especially too, we see typically during the start of the school year, there's a lot of educational institutions that are hit by ransomware attacks, knocking school districts offline, sending the kids, possibly back to home, or not being able to even, do any type of virtual learning online, and just shutting the schools down for a week or two, depending on how long it takes the school district to recover.
Well, last time we talked, Shannon, you were talking about your beta test. How's that coming along?
It's going great. We actually did a soft product launch of our threat intelligence platform during Black Hat, which is held here in Las Vegas at the beginning of every August. We got great feedback on that, and we're looking to hopefully be hosted on Splunk Base and having our full commercial launch in mid-September. So there'll be some news coming out very soon about that.
Well, it seems like your company's coming along at the perfect time. I read another study where 40% of small businesses are actually concerned about attacks.
Definitely. Small businesses, and it doesn't really matter the size of the business. Everybody that is connected to the internet is a potential target. You'll see even back in the day, it's grandmas that were getting hit by ransomware and losing photos of their grandchildren. And, they would just send out a bunch of spam emails trying to get somebody to click on something that they didn't know that they shouldn't click on. So it can affect all of us in different ways. I know another statistic for you is that it's estimated that a ransomware attack occurs every 11 seconds. So it's pretty staggering if you think about the effect of that.
Now, I know there's a lot of fake emails that go out there that say they're ransomware, but they're not really, they're just spam. How can you tell the difference?
Well, ransomware usually has a encryption aspect to it. There are also the fake ransomware emails that come out and say, hey, I've hacked your computer. I'm spying on you with your webcam. I saw you do something that you weren't supposed to do on your, browsing the internet. Those typically are just completely scam emails, just trying to get somebody to be scared and send money to those attackers. So my advice would be, if you do get those emails, that you haven't done something on your computer that they say that you've done. Most likely you have not been compromised, but make sure that your antivirus is up to date. And of course, please do not pay the attackers.
Now, you mentioned off the air before we went on the air that you're getting ready to do your product launch. Tell us about that.
So one of the things with our integrations and the companies that we're integrating into is that oftentimes they'll have kind of an app marketplace, just like the marketplace and the store that you have for your mobile phone. Our first integration, Splunk has something called Splunk Base, which is basically a app marketplace for their platform, where a customer can say, I need threat intelligence, or I've heard of Tego Cyber. Go search for threat intelligence, Tago Cyber within this app marketplace, find our app, click the little install button, get a license key from Tago, and then start ingesting our threat data from our platform. So that's the last little aspect that we're working on for our commercial product launch.
Who would you say is going to be a typical customer?
We're focusing on the Fortune 5000 for right now, but it's really any customer that has a Splunk installation is a potential customer, can purchase our app and get the threat data into their Splunk installation. After our Splunk launch, we'll be moving on to ElasticSIM as our next integration. And we have a very, I would say, aggressive product roadmap of over the next 2 years, integrating to 10 other SIM platforms. So we're currently in the process of scaling up our development teams to have parallel integration development going on at the same time.
What kind of competition do you have in your space?
One of the nice things about threat intelligence is it's a fairly new market segment, an emerging market segment. It's actually growing at twice the rate of the overall cybersecurity market segment, but there's not a lot of competition in this space. There are some other threat providers out there that provide data, but oftentimes without the extra context that Tego Cyber is adding, without the recursive searches, and without the integration. So we're trying to set ourselves apart a bit from some of the other competitors within the space by having some key differentiators.
Well, why would you say this is a great time for people to take a closer look at Tego Cyber?
Well, we are pre-revenue and pre-commercial launch. So right now, I would say is probably the perfect time to take a look at Tego, get in before we really start taking off following our product launch.
Again, Tego Cyber, TGCB is their stock symbol. Fascinating technology, fascinating company. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Don. Nice to see you.